Good afternoon, good evening, rather, everybody. Ethan Stieber here with Stieber Weather Forecasting. We're going to go ahead and get started. It's just after 9 o'clock here on this lovely Tuesday evening, election day here in Illinois. Hopefully you got out and had a chance to vote this afternoon or at some point in time today. We've got some weather to talk about, some severe weather, actually. We're going to start with the radar and start looking at the storm severe weather outlooks for tomorrow. So, up on your screen right now, let me turn off the radar. There we go. Up on your screen is the severe weather outlook for tomorrow. This is for Wednesday, and notice the entire area along and north of Route 50 are in an enhanced risk. That's a level 3 out of 5 on the severe weather index scale. Everyone along and south of Route 50, including Fairfield and Albion, West Salem, and over towards Mount Carmel, is in a moderate risk for some severe weather. That is the level 4 out of 5 when we're looking at the severe weather index. And if I zoom out, you can see this is a very expansive severe weather risk tomorrow, stretching all the way from Michigan down clear through central Texas. So really big storm, really big energy to go along with it. If we look at the individual threats, the individual hazards, the moderate risk is driven by a larger tornado potential. So the moderate risk encompasses a 15% tornado probability. And let me make these just a little bit better for you to see. There we go. Okay. So the moderate risk encompasses a 15% tornado probability. That's the highest. That's the highest percentage that we see here on this map right now, indicating the best probability for seeing some tornadoes tomorrow. And that includes big, over to Vincennes, just south of Bedford, down to Evansville, Paducah, and points south of there. That encompasses some of our southern counties, but not the entire area. The entire area is in this hatched or this black dashed line area. So the rest of us are in a 10%. The yellow is a 10% tornado probability for tomorrow. The black hatched indicates the potential for some significant tornadoes. This is EF2 or greater, and the Storm Prediction Center has kind of mentioned this a lot in their previous wordings of the severe weather outlooks. In that we could see if some supercells are able to fire early enough tomorrow afternoon, we could see some long track supercells somewhere in the area, not necessarily just around here, but maybe a little bit further south into southern Illinois or into Kentucky, where we could see some pretty strong long track tornadoes tomorrow afternoon. So that's the tornado probability. Next up is the damaging wind probability. All of us are in the enhanced or 30% risk for some damaging winds tomorrow. We're also in the black hatched area, indicating the potential for some significant wind gusts greater than 74 miles per hour. We saw this on Sunday. We were in a hatched enhanced risk for severe weather on Sunday, and we saw some pretty decent damaging wind gusts on Sunday. So kind of gives you a picture of the hatched risk there. For damaging hail, this is the hail risk for tomorrow. And again, we're in that 30% hatched area, meaning we could see hail potentially larger than 2 inches in diameter. I saw several pictures today of some hail over north and west of Florida that was ping pong sized hail. I saw some other videos north of Olney that had some pretty decently sized hail. So we're in a hail threat again for tomorrow. And if we take this back to the categorical outlook, you can see, again, Best chances of severe weather are in the southeast corner of our viewing area, including Fairfield and Albion, West Salem, and Mount Carmel. Stretching almost up to Red Hill, Bridgeport, and Lawrenceville, kind of hitting that Route 50 corridor in Lawrence County. Could this shift a little bit? It is very possible. I'll post updates as I get them. The next Storm Prediction Center update will come out overnight. So, like I said a couple days ago when we were talking about severe weather, if I am up at 12:30 in the morning, I will post that. If not, you will see it first thing tomorrow morning. But regardless of the threat level, whether we're in a moderate risk or whether we're in an enhanced risk or whatever it is, whatever the case may be for tomorrow, all of us do have the potential for seeing some significant severe weather tomorrow. You've probably heard people talking about this for several days and talking about the severity of this. And there's the reason we've been talking about it for so many days is there's enough energy in the atmosphere to do something fairly significant for severe weather. This is shown also in the machine learning probabilities from Colorado State. This is the machine learning models, kind of the AI severe weather models. The top left one is the tornado potential, and it indicates a really broad area of tornado potential. But notice the most significant potential is down to our south, say Paducah, over to Nashville, and back west into southern Arkansas and northern Louisiana. Your damaging hail potentials here on the top right. And notice it puts all of us in at least a 15% chance of that, maybe some 30% chances creeping up just to our south. The damaging wind threat is, again, prevalent in that 30% risk here on the bottom left for the entire area. So you kind of get the picture. The machine learning probabilities see a lot of what we're seeing, what the Storm Prediction Center is seeing for this severe weather event. When we talk about ingredients that we need, we're going to have all of them in place tomorrow afternoon. The first one is the dew points. It's going to feel muggy. You're going to feel that instability in the atmosphere because the sun's going to come out. It's going to heat up the atmosphere, and that's just going to cause kind of a spawning ground for these supercell thunderstorms. With dew points tomorrow, this map is for 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, dew points in the mid-60s. You're going to feel that mugginess in the atmosphere a little bit, and you are going to, you'll definitely see that in the thunderstorms as it'll provide that fuel. Next up is what we call bulk shear. This is the wind moving at different directions and at different heights in the atmosphere. So there's two types of wind shear. First one is speed shear. We're going to see that. That's winds blowing at different speeds in the atmosphere. And then there's directional shear. That's wind blowing in different directions at different heights in the atmosphere. So we see both of that. On this one, the 0 to 1 kilometer, a little bit closer to the ground, we have really strong winds coming out of the south. And outside of thunderstorm wind gusts tomorrow, we could see non-thunderstorm wind gusts in the 30 to 40, maybe even 50 mile an hour range. So it's going to be pretty windy tomorrow. If we go up a little bit higher in the atmosphere, winds are still cranking, but it's out of the southwest. So that directional shear and speed shear is what's driving the concern for maybe some tornadic supercells. So let's time this out for you. Let's talk timing. I mentioned a couple days ago in a video about how we could see some showers or thunderstorms in the morning that could help dampen the atmosphere a little bit and kind of use up some of that storm energy. This map is for 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. And notice we could see some showers and thunderstorms late in the overnight hours tonight, but none that are really going to dampen the atmosphere too much once that daytime heating starts getting in place. So here's 7 a.m., and we go 8, 9, 10 a.m., 11, and noon. Those showers and thunderstorms are starting to develop off to the west. By 1 p.m., you can start to see some of these individual supercells forming in Missouri. As we go later on into the afternoon, now here's 4 o'clock. There's that line of broken showers and thunderstorms that we could have to watch getting into some of our western counties. Something else we're also going to have to keep in mind and be aware of are potentially some supercells forming out ahead of the main line. If we get supercell development ahead of the main line, those could pose a little bit stronger of a risk for a lot of the damaging severe weather components. A little bit higher tornado potential, damaging hail for sure, and some strong winds out of that. So there's the line at about 4 p.m., getting ready to move into our western counties. By 5, 6 o'clock, those storms are really pushing through the heart of the area. 7, 8 o'clock, most of the severe weather has moved through, maybe some lingering severe weather behind that, but most of that threat is done by the time we get to about 10 o'clock, 11, midnight for sure. That line of storms is pushed off to our east and to our south. So I'm still holding the best timing for severe weather right now. Looks to be somewhere between about 3 p.m. and about, say, 10, 11 o'clock tomorrow night. I think we could see some showers and thunderstorms fire a little bit earlier in the afternoon, closer to that 3 to 4 time frame. But the main line will move through probably closer to the 6, 7, 8 o'clock time frame. If we do see those storms fire ahead of time, could pose a little bit greater severe weather threat for us, basically because I used this analogy the other day, and I got a couple comments on people liking it. Storms are a lot like toddlers, especially these severe thunderstorms. They're a lot like toddlers. They don't like to share a whole lot at times. So the isolated thunderstorms get to have all the energy for themselves. They get to develop on their own. Whereas when storms fire in a line, they have to share that energy and making it a little bit weaker overall. So we got to watch for those individual supercells tomorrow afternoon, definitely earlier in the afternoon. Once we get towards the later evening hours, then it becomes more of a damaging wind and hail threat, but the tornado threat is still there. Moving past tomorrow, we do have a flood watch that goes into effect starting at 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. It lasts through Sunday morning, and here's why. This is forecasted rainfall from the Weather Prediction Center, ending through Sunday evening at 7 p.m. And notice much of the area could see several inches of rain tomorrow or through the rest of this week into the first part of the weekend, indicating areas south of I-70 could see somewhere between 5 and 7 inches of rain. Places down along the Ohio River could see anywhere from 10 to about 15 inches of rain from a map that I saw earlier this afternoon. So, potentially some historic flooding in southern Illinois. Around here, though, 5 to 7, maybe even 8 inches of rain is still a lot of rain for the ground, which is already saturated and where, the ground moisture is already full. So we do have that risk highlighted from the Weather Prediction Center of some excess rainfall, both on the day 2 outlook. This would be for tomorrow, for Wednesday. As we go into Thursday, that rain will stick around, and it'll stick around for the rest of the week. We're getting closer to that moderate risk for excessive rainfall, and I don't have the map pulled up, but that sticks around into the weekend as well. So once the severe weather threat is done, we will have to watch out for some flash flooding and some excess flooding overall for later in this week, Thursday, Friday, and into the day on Saturday. So I'll take you back to the radar, and we'll kind of recap everything. So tomorrow, best timing looks to be from about 3 p.m. Until about 10 p.m. Here's 3 p.m. Here's 3 p.m. for you. Those showers and thunderstorms may start firing ahead of the front. That's what we got to watch for. And by 10 p.m., if we fast forward it, here's 10 p.m., most of those showers are now out of the area. So 3 p.m. to 10 p.m., all hazards are on the table. I showed you that in the categorical risks earlier. The threat for tornadoes are there, the threat for damaging winds are there, and the threat for large hail are there. Hail, the potential for 2 inches or greater in diameter, damaging winds, potential for greater than 74 miles an hour, and tornado potential of stronger than EF2 tornadoes are all there from this storm. the energy is all there for all these components to happen. If we see some showers lingering along later on in the morning than we think, that again could dampen the severe weather threat just a little bit. Stay tuned to see what comes of that, and if that does in fact happen, I'll make sure to pass that along and share those updates with you tomorrow morning. After all the severe weather, our worry turns to the heavy rainfall moving into the area, with 5 to 7, maybe even 8 inches. Looks to be fairly common along, say, I-70 down to the US 50 corridor, and maybe even heavier amounts south of that. So I'm telling you all this not to scare you. Ooh. Looks like the stream dropped for just a second. My apologies for that. But I'm telling you all this information, not to scare you, but so that we can all be prepared for the severe weather tomorrow. Make sure you have multiple ways to receive warnings tomorrow afternoon and evening, including radio, TV, social media outlets, and kind of any of those multiple sources to receive those severe weather watches and warnings. Okay. My apologies for the spottiness of the ending of this. Have multiple ways to receive warnings tomorrow. Stay tuned for updates. I will most likely be live streaming tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours, so watch for that. Stay tuned to the Facebook page. Like and follow the Facebook page. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for all the latest updates and information. This video will be stored on Facebook for the next little bit, and I'll also post it on YouTube. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment on the live stream below, and I will answer them as we move into the evening hours. Thank you all for joining this live stream. Stay tuned for updates. I'm Ethan Stieber with Stieber Weather Forecasting.